Hi, thanks for joining me again at Grandma's Home Place. Today we got something a little different to do. I did a video showing how I harvest and dry my herbs. Sometimes I air dry them, sometimes I put them in a dehydrator. I do love the air drying. It just keeps them really fresh and bright smelling. This is so easy. Growing herbs is a lot of fun, and they have so many beneficial reasons for growing them. This system that I have that I dry with, really all you have to do is bundle them together. And I do it with rubber bands, bundle them together, and then hang them up somewhere to dry. One of my sons, made this little wooden rack for me to dry on, and if you look, you see there's just little screws in the top, and I have them on this side. This is how I hang the rubber bands just right over the screws for them to dry. It's very simple. He just has a little foot and a bottom piece and the top piece, and just put them together. And it's amazing how much this little rack will hold. So what I'm going to do today is just show you what I do, the little process of drying them. I have already, on the other side, I had some sage, and I have already put that away. But what you want to do is dry them so you'll have it for all through the winter, whether it's for cooking or, like I say, if you want to put it in teas. There are so many teas that herbs will help a cold or the flu or a tummy ache, or there's so many different things. So you have to do your own research on what herbs you might like for that. So what I'm going to do is just take the first little batch off. Oh, I was going to say, what I have here, I've already done the sage. This whole row is basil. Before I show you what I do also with pulling them off the stems, I use a lot of cayenne pepper, and so I just save the little jars. Any spice jars you have, or any little small jars, you don't even have to have small jars. You can put them in mason jars, just whatever. I do like to put my herbs in glass, so whatever works for you there. Okay, so then all we do is I take the rubber band off. I'm going to lay the purple ones aside. Just take my rubber band off the end where you have to tie them up pretty tight, because as they dry, of course, they shrink down. All right, there's the rubber band. I just have a bowl, and what I like to do first is just to kind of break and crumble each leaf into a bowl. These were individual leaves, so I'm just picking them up first. And then pull it all up here so you can see. Then I will just take a little branch of the basil, and with basil you can just kind of take your fingers, and you can hear how dry it is. Just kind of squeeze it down and crumble it up. I don't like to keep the stems in there, so if there's stems, I just lay them aside as much as possible. I like to just have the leaf part. And then as you go, I like to kind of crumble it as I go if I can. It just makes it a little bit easier until you get little tiny leaves that you would sprinkle on any of the dishes that you're cooking. If you were to drink it as tea, you could put it in a little tea ball strainer. You know, instead of doing this part by hand, crumbling the leaves between your fingers, if you had a food processor, a little mini chopper or something like that, you could put it in there and process. I do have a little mini chopper, but something therapeutic too about just crumbling it with your hands. Truly homemade. But you certainly can use, if you have a large amount, you certainly can use a processor of some sort to do the crumbling. think I've got enough here to go ahead and fill at least one of my jars. I've got about 4 more little bundles. So all I do then is take my little jar and just put it down in there. It may not quite be a jar. I'm going to have to do a little more to fill that jar up. All righty, I think that'll finish filling up our jar. Yep, it did. So there we have a jar of basil. So the next thing that I do, I have these little tags that I've just been writing the name of what's on the jars, because let me tell you, if you do not, you will forget unless you can tell by smell. Basil has a pretty distinct smell, but sometimes you get a bunch of them together, you can't really tell what you got. This is not a professional way to do it, but it lets me know what's in there. And there you have it. So I'm going to finish with, I only got 3 more little bundles to do. Oh, and plus the purple basil. I will put those in a jar separately. You could mix them. It wouldn't matter, but I'm going to do them separately. But anyway, that's how you've seen me. If you'll go back and watch the other videos, you'll see from harvesting. I showed harvesting. I showed the process I do with drying. And this is the process of storing and preserving your herbs. So if you haven't tried to grow herbs, I hope that you will. It's really a lot of fun, and there's so many uses for them. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great, blessed day. And if you don't mind helping me out, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you later. Bye.